so that sentry just might rattle itself loose.
Hopefully it doesn't rattle itself out of the zone and incur a yellow card penalty. But I guess that's what. Oh, it's still in the zone. Should be good to go.
Spinning well. They're just almost sounds like we're rummaging through a cabinet of pots and pans. Not a standard start here from Virginia Tech. Their hero actually going first. Pretty wise. We've seen their hero be the main character of their team for most of their matches.
Still leaving money for their standard, though. VT's Sentry looking like it's actually patrolling and actually shot some projectiles, I think. We'll have to see if it detects the Nagoya standard on its way around. It does, and it is shooting. There is a VT standard or Sentry on the field that is shooting.
That's a game changer for Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech, all the way up until now, not having anything happening besides some evasive spinning on their Sentry, but now the Sentry is able to acquire targets and fire back. They might want to change their scanning protocol to not be scanning more useless space, but it looks like that Sentry is actually going to be able to be firing back effectively, doing a lot of damage to the standard robot of Nagoya.
Go! The standard for Nagoya having to run back with barely any health remaining as the Sentry for Virginia Tech really just shining here. After watching Texas A&M and CU this morning, VT now looking like a front runner as they get a kill onto the hero and move forward to push their lead.
That standard doing some very good damage, making the Nagoya standard try to run for its life and overpower in the process, looking like it's going to now move to the Sentry.
Great shots from both the hero and the standard of Virginia Tech onto the Sentry of Nagoya.
Oh, that's got Hopper ammunition. Whether or not they'll be able to use it, or they're going to be very quickly taken out by VT's standard.
The Sentry gets a kill for Virginia Tech, taking out the hero of Nagoya.
That's going to bump the standard for Virginia Tech up to level 3. The hero's still at level 2. That's a very strong position as we get to see VT actually not on the blue team this time going into the red base, but the red team going into the blue base, so we can actually see where they go.
Virginia Tech going with that same strategy where they kind of ignore the Sentry, start to do battle directly onto the shielded base.
Looks like a wheel or something might have stopped moving on that Nagoya Sentry. That looks like it's actually a better spin to win tactic than just spinning to win in place.
Are we going to call this orbital?
Yeah, you could call it orbital.
Another kill for the Sentry of Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech Sentry MVP of the game. Who do we give the wooden standard to then, Matt? Goodness.
Standard's still doing a very good job on Virginia Tech, looking like it might. Oh, that's going to be a large bump and a yellow card for sure. Wait, the Sentry for Nagoya just fired back, I think, at the.
He's still got 750 projectiles. I believe those are just ricochets from our other robots. Virginia Tech only actually very slightly ahead. It's been very dominant, right? They have a huge level lead, level 3 versus level 1. Their Sentry's been doing awesome, getting lots of kills. But frankly, they're only up by 310, 302 HP here on Sentry health.
Well, as we saw, they were trying to push their Sentry yesterday across the map because the team was not going over that middle barricade to be able to actually be seen by the Sentry. I'm sure they're probably leaning more on the side of making sure that that Sentry can work, or just making sure they get the driver practice. That standard hasn't been fully functional the entirety of the competition, so trying to make sure that you can get your standard driver as much practice as you go into the double elimination rounds is an imperative tactic.
The standard from VT is still a little underwhelming. That was a level 3 versus level 1 standard, and it wasn't actually able to finish it off. The standard 3 from Nagoya going down because of its own issues there. So VT, their skill gap still going to have to increase to be ready to take this competition down, but their Sentry now looking like the Sentry to beat from these top teams. Hero of VT continues to impress, as it has in many, many rounds.
Looks like it might be a little bit more of a theory craft, as they probably could dispatch that Nagoya Sentry pretty easily, but Virginia Tech is going to opt to go and try to take the entirety of the base shield off. Almost like they're trying to practice to see how long it would take in a situation where they would need to get past the Sentry.
Look at their Sentry firing at the standard of Nagoya all the way across the field, making him run away so fast he goes over speed and dies, as the base for Nagoya is just all but taken out by Virginia Tech.
30 seconds left in the round. It looks like the hero might be in the crosshairs of the Sentry. Looks like it actually patrolled. It's almost like playing a old-fashioned stealth game, trying to get past that Sentry as it just circles over and over.
while we watch this match tick down, some exciting news for RMNA. We're going to have another team join us, already committed from Canada. Very exciting. Guys, thanks so much for joining our region. Hope you're tuned in and watching your future competitors. As Virginia Tech able to take out Nagoya University, base HP, the winning criteria.
Well, I think it's going to be a pretty no-question second match. Nagoya's going to have to change their strategy up quite a bit, as now they know that that sentry from VT does in fact have teeth. 3,600 damage. I think a lot of those projectiles fired on the 17mm variety were actually of the sentry.
Yeah.
So that accuracy is probably a bit higher than you'd think. 42mm projectile shot, the highest, I think. We'll see if Nagoya is able to turn it around and come out on top.
3, 2, 1. Game start. We got Virginia Tech on the left in red, Nagoya University in the blue on the right. Again, that inverse strategy from Virginia Tech really been going well for them, prioritizing their hero.
Hero dancing very carefully in between the sentry and the wall.
Nagoya trying to trade early with that hero, but it's not going well. The hero from Virginia Tech, level 1, we already talked about how difficult that is, able to get a kill. Absolutely incredible.
I think it was actually that yellow card infraction accompanied by a 42mm projectile. That was what was able to take that hero out so quickly. Looks like the standard is going to make short work of the Nagoya standard as Virginia Tech moves on to attack the sentry.
Yeah, it appears that the video transmitting module for one of the robots being knocked offline. That's really unfortunate here for Nagoya.
Now in the driver's seat.
The hero offline for Nagoya University. That will pretty confidently spell disaster for their team, as Virginia Tech able to grab that health buff. Remember, quick reminder that allows teams to heal when they go back to their resupply zone. They can spend those health bags for health over time.
Hero looking to make another infantry kill. Ooh, and that's going to be another from VT.
Matt, this is the best hero that we've seen in the competition. So many heroes struggling to hit armor plates of robots, and as I sing his praises, very, very low from that base, but here's trying to take
very far shot.
Yeah,
especially for only a level 2, not level 3 yet, still level 2. Hero. He has connected one shot onto that Nagoya base from that distance. Nagoya's going to lose the standard yet again to an overpower. Sentry for Virginia Tech, not really able to get too many practice reps in, as no robots are crossing the threshold to get over there. Looks like
oh my goodness, that was so many hero projectiles.
Destruction on
Level
that base.
2 hero from Virginia Tech able to handle their barrel heat quite well here. As those robots level up, they're able to increase their barrel cooling, which will allow them to fire more projectiles per second, or probably in the case of the hero, less seconds per projectile.
Yeah.
There it is, chewing away through the shield of the base. Once again, ignoring the sentry. This seems to be the VT strat. So excited to see how that pairs out for them in the rest of this field. Yeah, I agree, chat. I think the VT hero pilot might deserve a wooden standard as well. Absolutely incredible performance from them.
Sad that we don't have a wooden hero to give away.
He can pretend. Just take a pool noodle and stick it on the projectile launcher of the standard. Make it look larger.
I think I'd look about 42mm size for scale. Those 42mm are a golf ball size, just in case you're not familiar with the game or the physical elements. So it's launching golf balls at about, I think it's up to 15 meters a second at level 3.
Yeah, you would not want to hit by one of those. The standards aren't much better to be hit by, as you've got small rubber paintball-sized projectiles firing at about 100 feet per second, level 3. So
and that's the Nagoya base gone in a very quick instant for that level 2 hero for Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech trying to reclaim the performance that we saw in year 1 of their team in RoboMaster North America, one of those teams that has traveled to China, that has performed well in the past. All of the teams had struggles during COVID, and now, Virginia Tech trying to come back from that, is really seeing them thrive this year. Makes me really happy.
Yeah, it
glad to
definitely
see
does.
these teams at strength.